Danielle here with Imperfect Dust, and today I'm going to be showing you some goodies I got at Dina's retreat. Plus, we're going to get to letter, and I need your help because I don't know exactly what to put on this clipboard that I'm about to show you. But if you're watching right now, you're probably on the replay, and I'm so happy you're here, especially if this is your first time. Welcome to Imperfect Dust. I'd love to know where you're watching from. And here we do a lot of faith, a lot of lettering, and just really try to have a good community and enjoy hanging out every Thursday at 12. So before I get started on the lettering, I wanted to show you this sweet basket that I got from Miss, let me make sure I'm all like, this is what happened. Okay. I was at Dina's retreat. By the way, I'm going to send a notification to the broadcast channel. If you never want to miss a live, make sure you're on the broadcast channel. I'm trying to be better about telling them when I'm live because I know some of you miss it and you get really sad. Because I'll get messages, I didn't know you were live. I missed you. So I am going to send that out real quick and then we can get started. Okay. I think it should automatically do it, but I just want to be sure. Copy, and then let me make sure I can see your comments. Here we go. I can't wait to show you everything in this basket. And I hear the rain coming. Okay, so I got this basket, and one thing about Miss Dina's retreat, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, 2 weeks ago, I was in Kentucky at Dina Ray's retreat. Her Facebook page is Designs by Dina, and oh my goodness, y'all, I wanted to talk about it last week, but you know we had my friend Holly on here, and I was teaching her hand lettering, and so I didn't really get into it, but the community that Dina and Kenny have built is absolutely amazing. And it was so good to see some of you in person, to hug your neck. And there were 75 women in the room. And then they also had virtual attendees. And we were able to cast the projects down, like we had the camera on our hands. So we were able to serve people virtually and in the room. And it was the coolest experience. And so today's project that I'm going to hand letter on is actually one that I did at the retreat, but it wasn't hand lettering. And I can't wait. Well, I will show you. So this is a church that my friend Stephanie, she was another presenter there. She taught how to do this on this clipboard. And y'all, I just can't even explain how cool it was, like the texturing. And then y'all, this part right here, see how it looks so rusted and rustic? I'm trying to catch some light. That is cinnamon, like the cinnamon that you eat. So she taught us a technique on creating a rustic old look, because this started out as a brand new shiny clipboard. Crazy, right? And so she taught us this technique. She taught us how to do the church. But you know me, I want to add some lettering to this today. And so I want your opinions. I'll be asking this again, but what should I letter? Because I've been coming up with some ideas in my mind, but I thought I needed to ask you too. What could I letter like right here or maybe just right here that would be a cute, I don't know. Hey, Katie. Katie was a virtual member at the retreat. And Katie, how have you tried your church? Did it turn out good? I want to add some lettering to mine. So the cool thing about these clipboards is because they have this little hanger right here on the back, we can hang this on the wall on a nail. And I have a spot in my kitchen because I think that this would match my kitchen really good. And I'm like, what could I letter right here or here? I thought about stretching it across both, but I don't know. Part of me just wants to do a small area right here. So I'm thinking on that. And if you have a phrase that you think would be good for it, let me know. I did go into the Digital Dust library and look around, but I thought maybe I'd do something completely new. And then it could turn into a Digital Dust file for the month of July. So speaking of July, I'm going to put this down. And before we get started on lettering, Katie said the house that built me. And that's exactly the first thing that came to my mind. And I have a Digital Dust design that says this, the house that built me. And I love that. Love that so much. And so, I don't know, that one's a contender, even though I already have a Digital Dust design with it. But, okay, this thing, this whole basket, this got so much stuff in it. I just wanted to show you. Miss Renee McCoy, I don't know if she's live here or not, but she gifted me a basket full of goodies. And I will be using these on lives here and there. But y'all, it was such a thoughtful basket because she watches lives and she knows that I can use these surfaces. This is like a great one that could turn into a chalkboard. I know that this was probably sold for, well, no, it actually says chalkboard on the back. I was going to say for a picture frame, but we can letter on this. She got me a blank wood surface with a hanger. Look how cute that is. I cannot wait to use it. And then look at this cute one. Looks like a little house. And it is kind of like a dry erase board. Like it feels, well, it says dry erase board on the back. It feels, you know, really smooth like a dry erase board. And then speaking of July, she also got me a lot of 4th of July crafting decorations. And that was just so cute and fun. And I'm like, okay, I've got to come up with a good 4th of July project. And I don't have one yet. So that's on my to-do list. But then also she got ribbon, such cute ribbons. Love these. And pearls. This ribbon has pearls on it. Look, sorry, I've got some crinkle wrap up in there, but look how cute. And rhinestone. And then these paper flowers were so precious. Okay. And then she got me a fine tip black Posca because she knows that I use these all the time, and a Tombow hard tip pen, which I highly recommend if you have my Lettering for Beginners workbook. Tombow hard tip pen is a perfect partner for it. So I'm going to use one of these today on this clipboard, and I'm trying to decide which one because I really think a Tombow will work just fine, and it's a finer tip. And since this is such a small place to letter, that may be exactly what I need. So I'm going to put all these goodies to the side, and thank you, Miss Renee. I am just in love with everything you got. It was so thoughtful of you. Okay, so now, hey, Tara, it's good to see you here. And Lindsay, thank you for hopping on. Okay, I'm gonna move that and get this camera flipped down on my hands. And so far, the house that built me is what's coming up. So let me move my stuff and show y'all. Okay, we've got this. Oh, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but the rain is starting. Okay, here we go. Oh, the coloring is just so not coming through. I wonder if I make it not so bright. But okay, this is like it's got a pretty green to it. Oh no, you haven't found the sign yet. Keep looking because I think that this one is going to be one that sticks around for a while. The Love You Till the Day After Forever one, you know, it was in the spring shop and it goes in and out. But hey, Donna, and hey, Sonia. But the one that I think you're referring to is this one, this Freshen Up Buttercup. I think this one's going to be around for a long time. They ordered a lot, and because it's in its normal rotation on the bathroom signs, I think that will keep it around. So, yay, Valerie, you're excited to finish your church from the retreat. So this is where mine ended up. Please do not judge the church. I am telling myself that this was meant to be imperfect and not be, you know, just, you know, Stephanie's looked a lot better. Let me just put it to you that way. But I got to feel what it was like to be the person in the room that is like, this is not my forte, right? So she was teaching us and she was a wonderful teacher, but I had to restart at one point because my whole church turned gray instead of this off-white color. And it just looks like a little bit of an abstract, like the windows are not perfect and all that. But hers looked so good. But I told her, I said, now I know what it feels like when y'all are beginning hand lettering and it's like, you know. So this is what I ended up with. But let's brainstorm some more. We've got the house that built me. I want to letter it in pencil and then come in with my Tombow and make it bolded in, but I want to draw my bones with a pencil. So the house that built me is already a template in the Digital Dust library, and I was really wanting to do something new. I even thought about, should I tell y'all mine? I want to hear from you first. Okay, Alexa said the house that built me too. Let's see. Hey, Mary Beth, good morning. Oh, and Sue is watching over on YouTube and commented that she got the sign. So, I'm so excited. Hey, Mandy. Okay, let's see. I did, Mandy, I painted this church. So the church was taught by Stephanie from the Vintage Pebble, and she taught it at Dina Ray's retreat. And yeah, we all learned from her, and hers looked way better than mine. But okay, I have thought about there's joy in the house of the Lord. Do y'all know that song where it's like, there's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today, and we won't be silent. We're going to shout out your praise. Let's see, since it's a clipboard, hold me close, Lord. Ooh, I like that. And one of the ladies had this idea. Actually, it was Stephanie. I don't know why I'm saying that. She said you could take a scripture and like just a scripture piece and have it pinned under there. So, I'm wanting to let her own the board, but you could even I wonder if I could do this instead. She had the idea. I'm looking for craft paper in my office because she had the idea. She's like, what if we tore strips of craft paper and then you could stick them under here and it would be like a verse of the week or whatever. And so that way it wouldn't be permanently on the board. Oh, why didn't I think of that beforehand and come in here with it? Because the craft paper I use is for packing and shipping, but that would be perfect. I wonder if I could text my husband to come in here. Okay, because see, all these things that y'all are giving me, what if I could do each of them? Let me see. Because I have a whole roll of it. Hold on just a second. Y'all think I could call him and he'll answer? Joey. And all my kids are off the internet. Let me see. Let me try this. Okay, let's try this. Come on, Joey. Answer. He's going to be like, how is she calling me? She's supposed to be on the live. Hey, I'm on a live right now. Can you do me a huge favor? Okay, go out to the shop and see if you see a roll of craft paper, or even if you see crinkled up shipping paper, that's fine too. And just bring it to me because I'm going to rip up some strips and it doesn't matter if it's wrinkled. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay, he's on it. Ah! I didn't want to put him on speaker, didn't want to do that to him, but he was like, hello? Because he knew I was on a live. Okay, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I love that one so much. A cute tag with a verse would be cute. Okay, yeah, putting Joey on the spot. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of these and then rip them and show you how we could add this in. And maybe this would give you an idea for projects, because this was, it started out as bright, shiny, brand new. I wish that we had Stephanie's whole tutorial, but I will tell you, we took some paint while we're waiting on him. We took some paint, brown and black, kind of daubed it all over the shiny, because like this was shiny, brand new, daubed it all over, and then sprinkled with a cinnamon shaker, y'all, like cinnamon out of your kitchen, sprinkled it all over, and then let it dry. And we did have it taped off, by the way. So we had like painter's tape, taping off all this area so that we could paint, sprinkle, let it dry, and then we removed all the tape. But we had tape here and here as well. And we just got all up in it. Like there's all up in it. Look how rusted. And what was so funny is we were sitting there doing our craft, and I just was like, man, I'm getting so hungry because it smelled like cinnamon. And it still does. I can still smell it. Okay. My house is your house. Mi casa es su casa. Love that. Colossians 1:27. Christ in you, the hope of glory. I think you meant to say hope instead of hop. Um, oh, good, Mandy. You so have to do it. Hey, Cynthia. And I'm wondering where he's at. So the way our setup is, we have our house, but then when we both started working from home, we had to get a portable building, like completely separate. Here he comes. And so we shared this building together. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
Is that a bunch of paper?
Okay, no, this is it. Okay, so I've got this whole roll of craft paper and we're going to rip some up. This is going to be great. And I have scissors in here, but I kind of want to make it look rough. And let's see. So, well, that edge is straight. But anyway, the shop is on the other side of the house. So we've got a lot. It feels like a compound here. So he had a long walk is my point. All right. That might be a little too big. Let's see. But this will be, yeah, okay, I'm going to use my Tombow for this. So let's just do a few on paper and they can be interchanged. How about that? Okay, let's see. Celeste, I see you said yes, that's what you meant. Hey, Cindy, it's so good to see you here. All right, so I'm using this Tombow pen that was given to me by Miss Renee at the retreat, and it's brand new. Look how tiny that tip is, and that is what you want when you're trying to letter small, and that's what I was thinking about right here. I still kind of want to do that, but for now, we're going to do this so I can get a couple of them in, and I'm going to just go through the suggestions that y'all had, and I'll go from the bottom up. So we've got Christ in you, the hope of glory. Wonder if this is close enough for y'all. If I need to get more zoomed in. But let's see. Wonder if I should do... No, I'm just going to go for it. I was going to say, I wonder if I should do a pencil first, but let's do this. Christ in you, the hope of glory. And I noticed that you did hope in capital letters. So let's make hope all capital and print instead. So instead of the cursive. So let's see. Christ. Man, y'all, I hear the thunder. Okay, that's not close enough. I'm not going to have that. We got to get y'all to where you can see the lettering better. Come on down. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Get this camera on down. All right, I'm going to... Is that better? Yeah, that other was too far away. Okay. Christ. I'm going to do in print, you, and I'm going to come back in and bold this in so that y'all can see the lettering technique. But for now, we're just laying down the bones, okay? Christ in you, I wonder if I should do, yeah, I'll do this one in cursive. The hope of glory. I wanted to make sure I've got that. I love to letter the word glory. Sherry, you won Stephanie's clipboard. I am so jealous. Hers was so pretty. Hope. I wonder who won my canvas panel. Okay, I'm also going to add some little serifs on these. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to do the F like this, and then glory. This is curling up on me, so I got to pin it down. All right. And since this G is not going to have that connection, I'm going to do just a straight L. And then the reason I love to do the O-R separate. Okay. And then I'm going to come in and put that scripture reference to Celeste. So you said Colossians. Oh my goodness. Colossians. I am about to do a Bible study. The ladies of our church throughout the summer are doing a Bible study, and it's a combined study with Colossians and Philemon. And I was just reading this morning because there's like prep reading before we have our first one. And it was talking about like the context of the time and all of that. So I'm like, just now, I didn't actually read in Colossians, but I was reading the history. So, okay, Colossians 1:27. O-L, making sure I spell this right. O-S-S-I-A-N-S, and then 1:27. Okay. Now I'm going to come in bold. So if you are brand new to lettering, I want you to just actually type the word beginner. Comment the word beginner if you're brand new. Not only will I know you're a beginner, but you'll also get a link to my Hand Lettering for Beginners Masterclass where you can learn even more how to hand letter if you're interested in that. And let's see. Cynthia said, Danielle, do you have a letter that's your least favorite to hand letter? Yes, I actually talk about it in that class. And it is the lowercase k. I do not like that letter. It feels weird. It feels really weird. Okay, I see Kathy and Debbie are beginners. And this is what you would learn if you took the Hand Lettering for Beginners Masterclass. I teach a method that is so super simple. It is drawing out the bones of the letter. And then you are going to come in on all your downstrokes and add thickness. So you can see here, I'm just retracing in a new place on those downstrokes. And I want you to watch how it really brings the letters to life. Retrace in a new place. The upstrokes, I am retracing, but I'm staying on that line. And then on the downstrokes, I'm coming in a new spot. Okay, that I down right there. And see how there's this upstroke right here? You want to make sure that you leave enough difference between that upstroke and downstroke so that it will look like calligraphy. So we're having to mimic calligraphy. Well, if you had brush pens, you wouldn't. But the reason that I teach this method, number one, it is the absolute easiest way to get started. And number two, when I first started, I was only using paint pens because I was making signs. And with paint pens, you don't have, brush pens. It's all dependent on you filling it in. But you want to mimic the look of calligraphy. And to do that, you would have to have, more pressure on the downstrokes, lighter pressure on the upstrokes. But since a paint pen doesn't allow for that, I started teaching this method because that's what I was having to use on signs. And then I found brush pens are not, like the brush calligraphy is not as easy to learn. So for beginners, this is a way to get very familiar with the strokes and knowing, if you do want to move on to, hey, Michelle, if you do want to move on to brush pens, having this foundation will let your brain already know, oh, this is where I press down harder and things like that. So here I'm coming in again on that downstroke to thicken it up. But see the difference and how you have, to me, these are bones and then these have come to life. We're going to breathe on them like in Ezekiel. Dead bones come alive. Okay, here we go. And then add there and there. And then for this one, because it's not the cursive, I still follow that downstroke feeling thicker. And okay, I want to know, Valerie, what if we're doing the same one? Is it a combined study? I wish I had my book out here because the girl's name is Sarah something that did the study. I cannot remember her last name. I had actually never heard of her, but it's a combined Colossians and Philemon. So I'm wondering if it's the same one because I feel like that's not normally combined. So what if we're doing the same Bible study? Okay, and listen, if you are a Digital Dust subscriber, I want to talk to you real quick. I have been really, really thinking about some things we could do in there. Will you raise your hand if you're a Digital Dust subscriber? I just want to know how many of you are here on the live. Type DD in the comments. That's not going to send you anything. I'm just curious, if you're a subscriber, will you put DD here so I can see who all is here? Because I have a question for you, and I'm just curious because I know this is on my main page. Hey, Alexis. Alexis is a subscriber, but she's watching over on YouTube. So even on YouTube, I'm able to see your comments. And here, I'll go ahead and talk it out. And I'm just curious how many are here. So I've been thinking about, and I don't know how y'all would feel about this, but I've been thinking about doing where we're in a Zoom room together. Oh my goodness, lots of DDs here. Now I see it. Now I see them popping up. Hey, Lisa, Michelle. Oh, Rhonda, Lori. Okay. Hey, Tracy. Okay, so my thought is, what if I don't know all the details yet, but what if we got together on Zoom one night and did somewhat, like, I don't know if I could do like an entire Bible study and do weekly or anything like that, but I was thinking, what if we got on Zoom together and hung out? I did a devotional and maybe we craft around that devotional. And it's just an extra thing. Like, it's not something you have to sign up for. It's something that I would just send an email. Just tell me if y'all would be interested in this, if anybody would show up. That would be the thing. And the reason I'm saying do it not like on here is because I want to see your faces. And that's what I don't know if anybody would be comfortable with. But like on Zoom, I would send you a Zoom link and then y'all could meet the other people. And let me tell you why I want to do this. Being in that room a couple weeks ago with Dina's community, I started to realize it is not about even the crafting, y'all. Like, yes, crafting was bringing those women together, but they were friends and they just loved the community. Miss Joan Grimes, she's a Digital Dust subscriber. I do not think that she's on right now. Oh, you do, Michelle? She said she does Zoom craft along and it's great. Awesome. Okay. Oh, Valerie, I'm so excited to hear that. Okay, I'm seeing lots of good feedback. All right, well, even if it's just a handful of us, I'll do it because I just want to hang out with y'all and I can't see your faces. And that's what the power of being in that room last week or a couple weeks ago. I saw the faces, like Miss Cindy. Sorry, hold on, let me get this. Miss Cindy Caskey, she's a Digital Dust subscriber. She was there. Miss Dallas Lewis, she was there. I got to hug these ladies, and it's as close as I can get to hugging you in real life. Look at me, y'all kind of messing this up. It's the closest I can get to hugging you in real life and seeing you face to face. And so I just would love to do that with y'all. And Miss Joan Grimes that I just mentioned, I asked her, I was like, what's so special about Dina's community? And, so plug for Dina's community. And she said, it's the people. And Dina, of course, she bragged on Dina and Kenny. And, she just said how they had helped her through a hard time. And she teared up talking about it. And I was like, this is what it's all about. Like, we all crave that human connection. And I would actually like Digital Dust to be more than just about the hand lettering templates. It's about, what are we doing with those in our creative talents, and how can we serve God through them, and how can we glorify God with this newfound love of lettering or whatever, if that's you. So, okay, I'll be fixing that up. So yes, Rhonda said the relationship's made. Okay, I'm going to clip this under here. I don't really love that it's going to hide that church. So hold on, or that steeple. Let's do this. Uh-oh. Okay, look at there. Give it a little bit. Ah! I love it. Okay, I'm going to hold it up so y'all can see. I could hang this with the back and leave that there like a little tag. I love that so much. Okay, let me check my time because I know Joey does have to use the office here in a little bit. Absolutely. Shelly said she's supposed to be having surgery, but waiting on doctor right now. You're about to have surgery right now. Okay, well, we're about to pray for Shelly real quick. Lord, I ask you to be with Shelly as she goes through the surgery, that you would guide the hands of the surgeons and give them, just make it to be where they don't even know where they're getting the idea from. But Lord, you are giving them the guidance to know exactly what she needs to heal whatever's going on with her and get her on the road to recovery. I pray that you will bless her and just help her to know that you are there with her and give her peace and comfort and be with her recovery process and help it to all go smoothly. And thank you so much for Shelly in this community. Amen. I didn't realize, I was like, oh my goodness, like you're waiting to go back right now. Oh, Tracy, I was so excited to meet you. All right, I'm killing another one, y'all. Let's see what else we can write real quick. Thank you for praying for Shelly. Okay, let's see. I'm going to scroll back up. We've been doing a lot of chitter chatter today, so I might have to scroll back up real far. Let's see. What do we got? I know the house that built me. Oh, the joy in the house of the Lord. The one that I mentioned. Some of y'all said y'all liked that. So let's do that one. Okay. So yay, I love that one. All right. Let's put that to the side. And then I kind of want to make joy be the focus. So, okay. Yes, surgery now. You're so welcome. Joan, I just talked about you and how I got to hug your neck and how much it just was so special to me to talk. Were you here when I was talking about you? And how you were tearing up talking about Dina's community. And it made me just realize how much more this is than crafting. So, but yeah, look, I'm adding to my church. So Miss Joan, did you like how your church turned out? And then Janice said, I love how pretty you painted your church. Okay, well, show me when you do it. And whenever you get done, y'all come post comments. They are, Valerie, the most amazing couple. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, let's do There's Joy in the House of the Lord. And so sometimes whenever I am working on a phrase, I will take the word that I want to stand out and do it first. So let's just write do joy really big. Okay. And then I'm going to do this in a block letter, which is not my norm, but we're just going to kind of do this and then I'm going to fill it in. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm using a Tombow hard tip pen that was gifted to me by Miss Renee McCoy while I was at Dina's retreat. And these pens are so precise. They're very teeny tiny. And I just love it. Especially for like Bible journaling. I use these in my Bible and they do not bleed. So that's really cool. Okay. Now for the O, I'm going to just kind of do like that. Oh, that's a lot to fill in, Danielle. I don't even think I like this. I'm like, why did I not do joy with a pretty cursive? Yeah, I'm going to scrap this. Look. Well, we're going to start over. Philippians 4:13 would be great. I can do all things through Christ. All right, I'm going to rip this too. I don't like that, y'all. Y'all aren't here for all those block letters, are you? You want the pretty ones. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do joy still really big, though. Let's see. And then my Y, I'm going to bring around and fill in. Okay. I can still do some print, but I might do There's Joy in the House of the Lord. Okay. So let's do. And this is just going to be quick print. There is joy in. Okay, let's see. Oh, Debbie said, where did I find the church? I actually painted it. Stephanie from the Vintage Pebble taught us how to do this rusted technique and taught us how to paint this. So the clipboard, she got a ton of new clipboards. She said she got them from Amazon and then she passed them all out. There were 75 of us there and she taught us how to do that. And so her page is the Vintage Pebble, and I'm sure she has taught methods like this before on there if you want to go look at her lives. Let's see, I'm going to do house. Whoa. And then I'm going to do of. And then Lord, really big. And again, I'm going to close up that O. and disconnect it from the R. And then look, because there's dead space right there, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to rip it. I'm going to make it seem like it was on purpose. Okay. So it will fit just like that. Okay, but now let's bold it in. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to leave the print alone really, and then I'm going to bold in this joy. So again, I'm coming in on that downstroke and just adding a little bit. And these pens make it so easy because they're so fine. So again, Tombow hard tip pen. If you comment the word resources, it'll send you a link to my website that has all my favorite lettering tools linked, where basically you'll get a link and then you scroll down a little bit and it'll say my favorite lettering tools. And you click that and it'll take you to an Amazon list. And these are on there, plus lots more, like my favorite paint pens and even carbon paper and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to scoot over. And this H, I'm going to come in on that left side, just add some thickness. And this craft paper too, y'all, is so fun to letter on. Like, I just really like it. Okay. Well, I'm just tickled to death that y'all want to get on Zoom together. We're setting that up soon. And we're going to have us a devotion one night. And maybe what I'm learning from this Colossians and Philemon is what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so since this is a little dead space, I'm going to add like a little underline. I don't like to leave a lot of dead space in my designs. That's why y'all will see in your templates some little doodles and accents. Okay. And then I'm just coming in. Ooh, that rain is coming down now. I can hear it out there. We usually get, I'm from North Louisiana, if y'all are not familiar with where I'm from. And we usually get, you know, the weather from Northeast Texas. We get it right after them. And my friend Jennifer lives in Texas, and she's been posting her stories about like all the bad weather. And I always watch her stuff and go, okay, that's coming to us next. So I knew that it was going to hit eventually. All right, and then this D, we're going to add it to the right side, because the biggest thing you want to keep in mind is you want a definite upstroke and downstroke. So I came in on this right side so that I wouldn't, you know, run into problems over there. So love that one too. So look at here. Now I've got two different ones that I can change out. I still don't like that that's covering that up, but I guess it is what it is. I wonder if I could do it like this. That doesn't look as good. But these are ways that you, oh, there we go. There we go. That's a little better. So I'm going to hang that up. And then just whatever you're feeling, this is a way to get some creativity out, and then you can clip it up as a reminder. You could even do, we talked about this at the retreat. You could write out a prayer and you could clip it up here and leave it clipped up as a reminder to pray for that thing or pray for that person. Maybe we let her a name, and you put it up there. And then when the Lord answers the prayer, you can unclip it and change it out. So, and then what if you had a box where you had all your scraps? I'm just getting some ideas. Where you had a box of all your answered prayers that you put in that box. And then you were able, okay, I have some really good ideas now. I'm going to have to think on this, because I'm like, I also have these boxes. Look at it. Look at this. These boxes that are unfinished. Have y'all ever seen these? I did a project. Let me show you what I got. A project on it. I did a project a while back. It was Christmas time, but this is how the box starts out. I've got lettering pens in here right now, where y'all can see the whole screen. Okay, so these boxes start out as unfinished wood. I have some lettering pens in here right now, so ignore that. But they come in packs of like, I don't know, 8, I think, on Amazon. And hey, Stephanie, girl, I've been talking about you. And it starts out like this, but then you can paint them. And I think I have ribbon in here. So what if you're like, I'm having these ideas. I'm like, okay, what if you had a clipboard for this, for your, let me add it back, for your different slips of paper. Stephanie, I did our idea, or was that your idea? I think it was your idea to have a different thing here every now and then. But I was telling them, what if these were prayers? And then you could have a prayer box. Like, I need to letter the words prayer box so that we can create the prayer box to have our lettering scraps in as their answer. So, okay. And then y'all, check out the Vintage Pebbles page. Stephanie, do you have a certain live that they could watch to see this method with the cinnamon? Do you have one just like off the top of your head that they could search? Because I absolutely loved doing that. It was so fun and easy. Like, how I would have never thought that on my own. So we've got these two. And then I do think there was another one that really stood out to me. Let's see. Oh, an old hymnal song, Blessed Assurance. I love that idea. I'm scrolling back up to see, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That was a good one too. I have to be mindful of my time because Joey's got to come in here for a meeting and use the office. Okay, since it's a clipboard, Tammy said, hold me close, Lord. I'm going to letter that one and let that one be the last one. But just because I'm short on time, this is so fun. I just want to keep going. All right, so I'm going to grab my craft paper again and rip up a piece. And let's do hold me close, Lord. I love that because it's a clipboard. Okay. Okay. Yes. Well, she doesn't have a particular one, but y'all, and then can you teach this live one day? Someone said, where did you get the church? And I was so proud to say that I painted it, but only because Stephanie guided me. And I'm a little bit embarrassed of my windows and such. And it could be better, but I am proud of it. Okay, so we've got hold me close, Lord. And I want to make sure it's not too big. So let's rip this again. And then maybe right there. A little bit more diagonal. I feel like you could even do something with this craft paper to make it look more aged. Like I could wrinkle it up. Well, I'm not going to do that right now. But what if I even letter on it, then crinkle it up? So that's an option too. Okay. Hold. Okay, and look, you could even close up your O here, and we could do our L from the bottom. Hold me close. And then the S, look, I'm disconnecting that. And then let's do our L, O, R, D. I also love to letter the word Lord. Okay. And then this, because there's dead space, I'm going to rip that too. Make it seem like that was on purpose. And that'll be clipped in. Okay, but let's fill it in now. Okay. Let's see. Yes, do a class on that church. It'll be so good. Good, Janice. I'm so happy that it inspired you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to just come in on that downstroke. And we are going to give some life to these letters. And again, if you are brand new and you want to learn this method, I will teach you letter by letter. I'll go over each letter 3 different ways. And we go over how to connect the words or not connect the words. I teach you multiple styles and alphabets. And then the print letters plus the, this calligraphy style. And I give you like a whole brainstorming session on like how I lay things out. And if you want access to that class, just comment the word beginner and I will send you all the details on how you can sign up. It's very much like this. There's a split screen. It feels like you're shoulder to shoulder with me. And it's as close to getting, in person as we can, but you can watch it. You have lifetime access to it. You can watch it over and over, pause, rewind, and all the things. And then you will be on your way to lettering your own phrases and making your own signs. Okay, almost done with that. Stephanie, I loved how he made a way when there was no way. I loved how that turned out the other day. Okay. And Stephanie, if y'all follow her too for seeing how she uses the digital dust designs, she gives so many good ideas. Okay. I love it. Okay, here we go. And then I'm wondering if I should have put a comma here. Hold me close, Lord. I don't know. Sometimes with lettering, I don't follow all the grammatical things that I'm supposed to. I mean, for instance, maybe you should have done a capital H. But okay, these were so much fun to letter together. That's okay, Marisa. I'm so happy that you're here, though, and I hope you watch the replay. And I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Next week, I plan to use if you caught the very beginning of this live, I went through the basket that Miss Renee gave me, and she gave some really cute things for the 4th of July. So next week, we're going to be doing a seasonal project, and I'll have a new template for y'all. So, okay, well, I am so happy for you to be here, and I will see you next week, Thursdays at 12, and I hope y'all are having a great summer. So, okay, bye, everybody. Oh, wait, do I have a link? Do you have a link? Okay, sorry. I saw Denise. Denise, comment the word digital, and it will send you the link to join Digital Dust. And by the way, I see Miss Roxy's here. I did talk about in this live for the Digital Dust members doing like a private Zoom night where we get on live together and do a devotional and a craft. So be on the lookout for an email about that, because I just want to get in a room with y'all and see your faces and hang out. Just a little bit more intimate than, say, a Facebook Live where I'm reading your comments. And it's in real time because y'all see I'm lagging. And so I would love to see you in there and hug you as best I can. So, all right, everybody. I will see you next week or over in the Digital Dust private group. All right, bye.